Well, good evening, all you volleyball fans of all shapes and sizes. It is Kevin McGahey here once more for home standing Upper St. Clair boys volleyball. This time, the Panthers of Upper St. Clair welcome the Vikings, Section 1 foe, the Central Catholic Vikings, to our home court for a showdown. This is the second time the two teams have met this year. The first was just about a week and a half ago, and these teams are very evenly matched. That match 2 weeks ago went to 5, and Upper St. Clair ended up winning that in the best of 5 match. They won 3 games to 2. Here we are set for the rematch, and Central Catholic lies just ahead of St. Clair in the WPIAL standings. Chances are both of these teams are going to make the WPIAL playoffs that start up 2 weeks from today. But right now, we're getting the lineup set, and you'll recognize it if you've been following us on these Cable 7 TV broadcasts this season long. You'll recognize the starting lineups. My videographer tonight is Lizzie Kunkel, and it's our pleasure to bring you tonight's match. Central Catholic starts off with the first serve. Number 4 is Mark Carnevale, with the first Central Catholic serve. And from the back row, that's Austin Everett, the reliable killer for the St. Clair Panthers. Center attack by number 11 for Central Catholic. That's Mike Kratzley. Off a St. Clair block, all across the back line, out of bounds, and Central Catholic, the Vikings draw first blood. This is game number 1 of this best of 5 match. As you know, the match goes to 5. Whoever wins 3 games first wins the match. Game is 25 points. You got to win that by 2. Left side, that sophomore, Brett McCormick, in or out. It is ruled out. No touch on the ball. And Central Catholic has come up with the first 2 points of today's match. 2-0 Central Catholic. Mark Carnevale continues with the serve. Troy Murphy on the 2-touch does not fool anybody, but that time it's a 3-touch Brett McCormick. Over nice and easy, handled by the libero. That's Kratzley again for Central Catholic, but picked up by the St. Clair Panthers. The overpass into the net, and somebody touched the net. Looks like one of the Central Catholic players touched the net. Net violation means end of the play and point to the other team. That's St. Clair's first point of the night. Brett McCormick, number 23, sophomore hitter, tends right to the back line for the first St. Clair serve. Looks like we have a bit of a conference here with the line judge. Everything looks fair and square. Brett McCormick set for the St. Clair serve. Be a jump serve, unusual for the Panthers. They don't do much jump serving. And that overpass comes right to the net. Pat Ty should have hit that thing down. He hit it up and long, out of bounds, and that sends the side out and point to Central Catholic. Adam Brosted with the serve for the Vikings. Overpass gets into the net, but the St. Clair Panthers handle it. Austin Everett wins that joust at the net, but still no point. Nice little rally here early in game number 1. Austin Everett now gets up high and down. First kill of the night for the team. First one for Austin Everett, and the match is now a 3-2. Central Catholic leads senior Zach Weber, one of the 2 seniors on the squad. Number 4, Scott Perry's the other. Zach Weber wearing the white libero shirt. That means he can freely substitute and do back line play. And the Panthers set to serve. A little hop serve for Zach. Left side set. Lands inside the back line. Nice left-handed strike by the Vikings. They get the side out once again and the serve. And this will be Mike Kratzley doing a jump serve. The team thought it might have been out. I don't think so. That probably was one of those that comes over the net and just dives for the floor. Probably would have landed in. Good choice by the Panthers to return it. Austin Everett into the block, into the net. Lands back on the Panthers side, and point for Central Catholic. Mike Kratzley once again with that jump serve. That one's going long. Sure enough, good call that time. 4 or 5 feet long. Service error sends the point and side out back to the Panthers with sophomore number 10, Troy Murphy. The Panthers setter gets his first crack at the serve tonight. Go tips just off the net. Those are playable. Nicely set. Number 34 is Anthony Capizzi. He's a senior. It's pretty much a mixed squad for Central Catholic. A good mix of seniors, sophomores, juniors. more seniors than anything else. But in the starting squad, I'll get to that in just a minute. 6-3 Viking lead. Zach Weber hoisting the ball over, keeping it in play. Short set and off the Clay Mucha block. That's Anthony Capizzi again. And the Vikings open up an early 7-3 4-point lead on the Panthers. Just long. Line judge called it in, but that was about 1.5 feet long. Could see that from here in the 17th row. Well, the Central Catholic Vikings have quite a run of points going here. It was a 3-2 Central Catholic lead a minute ago. It's a 6-point lead at 9-3 right now, and that's still Nick Kozlowski with the Central Catholic serve. Grant Bezic, number 24 sophomore, has checked into the match. That was him on the attack just now. No point. Troy Murphy with the set. Clay Mucha looking for an open spot and finds it. Thanks to some confusion on the other side. Clay Mucha with his first kill of the night, but there wasn't much power on it. It happened to find the center of the defense and a nice easy spot in the polyurethane. Austin Everett with the serve hits it right in the tape. That net is 8 feet off the ground. That serve came in at about 7'9". Not enough to get it over, and that service error sends the control of the ball and the serve right back to Central Catholic, where Andrew Kuzma is doing the serving for Central Catholic. Grant Bezic lands in. Nice attack and nice kill by Grant Bezic, his first of the night. Panthers and trading points isn't going to do it for the Panthers at this stage of the game. They're trailing by 5. It's important to put a nice little run of points together here. Clay Mucha with a hop serve. And from the left side, that one is a good choice to not touch that one. Goes long. Off the hands of number 6, Ron Fisher, also a senior. Clay Mucha once again with that serve. Panthers need to run 3 or 4 points right at the net. The overpass handled by Patai. And either way, one of the Vikings was in the net in any cases. Now it's a 3-point deficit for the Panthers, trailing 10-7. Off the tip, Clay Mucha back to the front row. Some indecision there, but taken care of by Austin Everett to keep the ball in play. From the back row, awkward attack, but it did make it over the net. Troy Murphy once again with the set. From the back row, Austin Everett, but short. Side out and point back to Central Catholic. This is their libero. He's number 13. This Grant Heckman, a freshman, doing the serving. And well, I've said it many times in these broadcasts, that's where you want to serve so it lands on the back line. Means a lot of indecision by those back row players whether they're going to get it or not. That one landed in. Grant Heckman again with that serve. On the second touch by Troy Murphy, did not fool the Vikings, but it's a joust at the net and out of bounds with the left hand. That was Ron Fisher, but he hit it into that red and white antenna that marks the out of bounds line. Attached to the net, and that one will send the side out and point to the Panthers, where senior Scott Perry gets his first shot at serving for this match anyway. Nice hard topspin serve. Short set to the center and off the Brett McCormick block. Kind of like those short set plays where it just goes up just barely high enough for the attacker to wallop it. And the rotation is back to Mark Carnevale, excuse me, doing the serving for Central Catholic. Patai, once again, a pretty good look at it, but sailed it way long and into the wall. That went about 15 feet long. Guys got to get on top of these balls. Mark Carnevale again with a serve. Mark Carnevale is a sophomore. Panthers get the point and the side out. Trailing by 5. It's a 14-9 Central Catholic lead right now. And Brett McCormick, sophomore hitter, heads to the back row for the serve. Just hoisted over by Nick Kozlowski. Left side, Austin Everett lands in. Very nicely done. The slicing attack off the good Troy Murphy said Austin Everett. 2 kills tonight, and the Panthers are edging back within 4. 14-10, needing to get this 2 and 3 points at a crack here. That's the serve I was talking about a minute ago. Works out for Brett McCormick, and that's the first service ace of the night for the Panthers. One for the Vikings, one for the Panthers. Panthers back within 3 at 14-11. Let's keep it going, guys. They're set to the left side. No violation. That's number 15. That's Nick Kozlowski again, the senior hitter for Central Catholic. Lead is 4, 15-11. Substitution. He goes. Ron Fisher, number 6, goes out. Number 21 is Adam Brosda. He's a senior defensive specialist doing the serving. Austin Everett again off a tip, but handled by the Vikings. Goes right into the net. Tough to dig out of that net, but Central Catholic does just that. Austin Everett again, this time off the hands of Grant Heckman and out of bounds. Austin Everett, 3 kills. Panthers need a couple of points back to back here. They're within 3. It's a good time to put a little run together. Senior Zach Weber, the libero, wearing the white jersey, doing the serve. Left side, but out of bounds. That was Andrew Kuzma with the attack off the St. Clair block. It went out of bounds. That means point and side out for Central Catholic. Mike Cratchley, number 11, the tallest player on the team, with the serve. Austin Everett, but wide, slicing attack. Well, tip ball called. Sorry to be hesitant here, but it looks like a tip ball was called. Works out for us, for the Panthers, as the attack went wide by Austin Everett, but somebody apparently tipped it from Central Catholic on the way by. Point for the Panthers, and another one, and this is what the Panthers needed, and they are back in business here, trailing only by 2, 16-14. We're still in game number 1. This is a best-of-5 match. This is midway through game number 1. Plenty of volleyball left to play tonight. 16-14 Central. Short set into the St. Clair block. And from the back row, that's a nice Cratchley attack there. Not much the Panthers could do about it. It landed right in between 2 defenders. Side out, and point Central Catholic. Nick Kozlowski with the Central Catholic serve. Just a little tap ball over the net. Zach Weber with a one arm keeping it in play, and Grant Bezic on the far side. Once again, pretty good set, but he came up under the ball, sailed it way long. Point Central Catholic. That 4-point lead is back. Overpass at the net. That's what happens. Yeah, Zach Weber got a hold of that, but passed a little too far past his front line, onto the front line of the Vikings. He hammered back down on the St. Clair side, and Central Catholic gets 3 points, 3 quick points in a row to build that lead back to 5 at 19-14. Another overpass, but doesn't do the Panthers any damage this time. Austin Everett, though, trying to hammer that ball through the defense, but into his own net. And after the Panthers crawled back within 2, the lead is stretched back out to 6 at 20-14. And this is where it starts to get dicey, because once you get to 20, you don't want to be down by this many points. It's now 21-14. Grant Bezic into the block off of St. Clair tip and out of bounds. And suddenly a nice 5-point run by Central Catholic has the St. Clair Panthers in a pretty deep hole right now, but there's one back. The serving gods were looking down on us that time. It's a possession now for the Panthers, side out. Serve for Austin Everett, the junior hitter, number 17. There's that short set again. We've seen several times that nice set play by Mark Carnevale, number 4. To the middle hitter, doing some damage to the home polyurethane, and it's a 7-point lead again for Central Catholic at 22-15. From the back row, Mike Cratchley, but it's rescued by the Panthers. Back set, Grant Bezic off a wrist and out of bounds. That was off the hands of Nick Kozlowski and out of bounds. Grant Bezic, 2 kills tonight. Panthers within 6. It's 22-16. Junior Clay Mucha, number 11, with a little hop serve, knuckleball. Mark Carnevale with the set, and into the Pat Ty block. Pat Ty and Brett McCormick both up there. First block for a point tonight by the Panthers. They're within 5. You got to get them back 1 point at a time. With some timely defense, good offense. Clay Mooch with that soft serve again. From the left side this time, and he rescued by Clay Mooch, just out of bounds by about 9 inches. But that's point for Central Catholic, 6-point lead. It's 23-17. Grant Heckman with the Central Catholic serve to Brett McCormick. Off a tip and down out of bounds. Brett McCormick with his first kill of the night. Usually we see more out of Brett, but it's been his first attempt, first successful one. Panthers need 5. It's 23-18. Remember, a game goes to 25. You win them by 2. From the back row, but does not fool the Panthers. Troy Murphy trying to get it over on the 2-touch. Did not fool anybody. Real set this time. Short set to Pat Ty. Good defense being played by Central Catholic tonight. Joust at the net. Pat Ty, takes care of business, but hit the net on the way down. And that net violation sends this point to Central Catholic with 6 game points in hand at game number 1 here. Mark Carnevale, number 4, the sophomore, with a left-handed serve, smack into the net. Panthers still alive, but here again needing a run of 5 points to extend the game number 1. Should they tie at 24, we go into extra points till somebody wins by 2. If the Panthers can make no mistakes here, play some defense just like that. Pat Ty, that's what we were looking for. Pat Ty, 2 blocks for points tonight already in game number 1, and the Panthers are close. It's 24-20, still needing 4 to send this thing into overtime. Short set again. Mike Kratzley not successful getting that one over. A little back set into the net by Ron Fisher of Central Catholic, and it's 24-21. Central Catholic has allowed the Panthers to crawl back into this one, trailing now by 3, where that lead was more than double that just a minute ago. Some good solid end of game play here by the Panthers, still needing 3 to tie things up to send this to overtime. But right now, as we reach, somebody's going to win game number 1 as we reach the end here. Austin Everett leads the team in kills with 3. Grant Bezic, the sophomore, with 2. Pat Ty with 2. Brett McCormick 1, and Clay Mucha with 1. Only 1 service ace. Brett McCormick got that one when he painted the back line with a serve about midway through the contest. But right here now, Panthers need 3 points. Let's see what Brett McCormick can do. Put the old stealth ball over the net that they couldn't return. But here it comes right back. Carnevale with the set to the left side. Nothing on it, and Central Catholic fooled the Panthers that time. They're expecting power. They got just a little dump shot over the net, and that is that. Game number 1 comes to a conclusion with Central Catholic having come away with a 25-21 victory. There's plenty more volleyball to play. Stay with us, everybody. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back for game number 2. Game number 2 of the best of 5 match. Central Catholic's got 1 game in hand. That was Brett McCormick, number 23, with the St. Clair serve to open game number 2. And the push attack by Mike Kratzley of Central Catholic goes wide, and St. Clair draws first blood. First point, 1-0 early. Game number 2. Brett McCormick with a jump serve, tips the net. That is a powerful tool. When you've got a jump serve and can make it tip the net like that, it throws everybody off. Jump serves are hard to return anyway. Well, what the serving gods take, they give it away, and that's what happened to Brett McCormick just now. Servicer sends the point inside out over to Central Catholic. The Vikings substitute. Ron Fisher, number 6, the senior hitter, is out. And that's Adam Brosler, the senior, doing the serving just now. Lift called. And that is, well, kind of a service ace for Central Catholic. That's 2-2. Set to Austin Everett. Bang! Doing damage to the poor innocent polyurethane. Austin Everett, 4 kills tonight. First of game number 2. Panthers lead 3-2. Senior Zach Weber to the back line with the serve. Clay Mucha served just over his head, but it fooled everybody. Vikings send it back. Troy Murphy, though, sort of a set from Clay Mucha. Troy Murphy finding the empty spot in the center of the defensive donut. And St. Clair has a 2-point lead, their largest of the night so far. It's not much, I know, but it is encouraging. Oh, lands in. Very nice attack. Well, called in by the line judge, but the referee on the top of the stand calls it out. Sending that point to the Panthers. Hard for me to see from up here. I'll take the referee's word for it. And there, Zach Weber put that knuckle stealth ball over the net. And Zach Weber, with his first service ace of the night, totally fooled that back row player for Central Catholic. 6-2 Panthers. There's that same serve, but he picks it up this time. Well, that's a service ace in my book. It goes over and doesn't come back. And very early here in game number 2, Coach Chris Giuliano of the Central Catholic Vikings takes a timeout, because this is not quite what he was looking at last game when the Central Catholic Vikings ended up with a 25-21 victory. Right now, the Panthers are hot out of the gate with this very early 7-2 lead, looking pretty good in the process. Good serving. Questionable defense right now by the Central Catholic Vikings, which they had beaucoup of good defense in the first game. Now let's see if Zach Weber still got the invisible juice on that ball. 2 service aces in this little run alone. No changes to the St. Clair lineup. Same as they were when they left for the timeout. Now he just dumps that one over the net. Comes off to Grant Heckman. That slicing attack headed right back for the left corner. Successfully landed inside out. Point for the Vikings, and that breaks the St. Clair string of 5 points in a row. Mike Cratchley with a jump serve for Central Catholic. Well, fools the front line. It was actually recovered nicely by the back line, but there was some discussion. I got it, you take it kind of a thing on the front row. It falls harmfully for a point for Central Catholic. Brett McCormick rescues that serve. Troy Murphy. Now from the back row, this will be Scott Perry. Awkward kind of a set for Central Catholic. Not much on it, but Austin Everett has something on it, and that's not. Oh, it falls back on their own side. You can play it. You probably didn't see it on camera. It went way up high, touched the ceiling structure. Austin Everett again lands that one in. 5 kills for Austin Everett to lead all St. Clair scores, as he does most nights. He is the go-to guy for the classic bump set attack. Grant Bezick, number 24 on the floor for the Panthers, and sophomore Troy Murphy, number 10 with the serve. There's that short set again. It's fooled the Panthers all night long. Number 4, Mark Carnevale, just touching it to the middle blocker. That's Anthony Capisi, who handles these most of the time, number 34 for Central Catholic. Nick Kozlowski, Viking served on the second touch over, did not fool Central Catholic, but the block comes back, and that should work just fine. Clay Mucha with that block. His first block for a point tonight. Panthers get the side out and point. It's a 9-5, 4-point Panther lead. We're game number 2 in the best of 5 match. To the left side into the St. Clair block. Defense perking up now. Same thing now, and he went high with it. That was Andrew Kuzma, senior outside hitter. He goes long. Austin Everett with the Panther serve. Short set again, but not enough to get any power in hand. Hit with the left hand, but there's the overpass. And that's what you do with an overpass, is get it back on the floor as fast as you can. And that's exactly what Anthony Capizzi did for Central Catholic. Side out point for the Vikings. 10-6, Panthers still lead. Left side set, Brett McCormick just touching it on and over the net, barely. And it falls harmlessly, well, harmlessly for our side, onto the Central Catholic floor. Not much of a kill. That is not the most powerful attack we've ever seen from St. Clair Panthers, but it did work. It's not how hard you hit him, it's where. Nice dig by Zach Weber, but the overpass, that's right back to Mike Kratzley. And Mike sends it right back down for a Central Catholic point. Grant Heckman, number 13, the libero, with a left-handed serve. They have two left-handers, Carnevale and Heckman, both left-handed. And that's Pat Ty taking care of business with his third kill tonight. Panthers maintain that lead. They're trading points right now. It's 12-8. And senior Scott Perry back on the floor and to the back row for the serve. Little knuckle serve. Won't be much on it for Central Catholic. That's true enough. Zach Weber pops it up. Troy Murphy back set to Scott Perry from the back row. 1-2. Can they get it over? Grant Heckman, yeah, tips it right off the net. It's in. That worked. Austin Everett. That one's not coming back. Austin Everett. Six kills for Austin Everett. Mike Kratzley getting way, way up high. Tallest player in the team, doesn't have to jump very high to get that kind of power. Well, here they are trading points again. Panthers maintain the 4-point lead. Is 13-9. Mark Carnevale, left-hander, with the Central Catholic serve. Brett McCormick, lift called. Well, not much of a lift really, but well, the referee's got a better look at it than I do. Panthers still lead 13-10. Mark Carnevale with the serve. Overpass, but taken care of, and not. Vikings did not get a chance on an overpass, and here's Troy Murphy. He doesn't get many kill attempts, but that was a decent one. Oh, from the back row with power, tops him. That was Andrew Kutsma, senior outside hitter, but it went about 4 feet long off the back line. Panthers get the ball and the lead maintains at 14-10. Jump serve by Brett that goes into the net and down. Brett McCormick. The jump serve's working. We haven't seen much of that this season. Coach Zebo usually doesn't allow that kind of stuff, but it's working for Brett McCormick right now. Jump serves can be devastating. They come over the net and die. They usually have top spin on them, and it's very hard for the back row to pick up. Adam Brosda with that serve for Central Catholic, and that one rolls and rolls along the top of the net, but lands just out. It's hard for me to see from here. I had to go to the linesman for that one. Central Catholic with the point, back within 3. And thank you very much. That one sails wide from Adam Brosda. Excuse me. Adam Brosda. Zach Weber with a hard driving serve. That's what you want from the way back. Troy Murphy did not fool Grant Heckman. He pulls that one up, and it is into the St. Clair block. Right back to Central Catholic and down to Austin Everett with a lovely block, resulting in a point, and St. Clair with a 5-point lead. They've been pretty consistent at that. Teams have been trading points here for a long time. 17-12 Panthers. Well, the coverage on the back row didn't work quite out as well as the Panthers had expected. The nice soft touch ends over the back row, and point for Central Catholic. Mike Kratzley, the tallest player with that, and Brett McCormick digging it off the floor. Austin Everett with the chance, and bang! Austin Everett, 7 kills tonight. 18-13 Panther lead. Sophomore Troy Murphy with that serve for St. Clair. Carnevale with that short set and going way long. That's a short that has worked almost every time it's tried Anthony Capizzi. Not that time when the Panthers have their largest lead of game number 2 of this best of 3. Central Catholic won game number 1. It's 19-13 Panthers, and they're not going to. Vikings would have much to do with that one. They couldn't use it. Let's see if the Panthers can. Short set. Austin Everett from the left side and down. Austin Everett 8 kills off the Troy Murphy set. Timeout called by Coach Giuliano for Central Catholic. I'm sure this is not what he had in mind. After the Central Catholic Vikings had a similar lead in game number 1, they survived to win that one by 4, 25-21. But this is a totally different Panther squad that have showed up here for game number 2. Austin Everett piling up the kills, now leading the team with 8. Pat Ty with 3. Sophomore Grant Bezick 2. Brett McCormick, Clay Mucha, and Troy Murphy, the setter, each with 1. Well, what's really come on is these service aces. Brett McCormick and his jump serve have been doing some devastating duty. Brett has 3 aces. Zach Weber, 2 from much earlier in game number 2 here. So the offense is clicking. The defense is working, and Central Catholic's making just enough mistakes that the Panthers now in 20-point territory want to have a decent-sized cushion. That's exactly what they've got. This is the same score in reverse as it was in game number 1. The Central Catholic Vikings had a 20-13 lead, and now it's the St. Clair Panthers with a nice little cushion. Let's see if they can't maintain it. There's that short set, and that's Capizzi again. Into the St. Clair block, dribbling down the front of him, and point for Central Catholic. The receiving team gets the advantage now. See if the Panthers can't counter and get that point back. Right side, Austin Everett off the tip and recover. That should have been out of bounds. Oh, well, I thought that one came way outside the antenna. Not called. Short set, Austin Everett looking for the right. And that lead for the Panthers is back to 7. Mike Kratzley, that big hitter for Central Catholic, just it came off his wrist or something because it fluttered and landed on about 7-point lead for the Panthers, 22-15. There's that short set. That place worked all night long with the one exception to Anthony Capizzi. Central Catholic, 2 very tall players in Mike Kratzley and Anthony Capizzi. St. Clair needing 3 to finish off game number 2 here, though. Andrew Kutzma with that serve. Brett McCormick with power gets it right through. Brett McCormick, 2 kills tonight. Great set by Troy Murphy. And the Panthers now in pretty decent shape, needing only 2 to finish off game number 2 here. Leading right now 23-16. Clay Mooch with that little hop serve to get things started. Oh, the block worked. The Pat Ty. Brett McCormick block. Confused Central Catholic, rolls off a hand over the back line. And now the Panthers with 8 game points in hand, much like Central Catholic did in game number 1. No power. Clay Mucha gets it to Troy Murphy, and Pat Ty with off balance, but he did get it over the net. Here we go again. Troy Murphy, left side. Brett McCormick, with power, but didn't get it down quite enough. Lands about 4 feet long here, but receiving team gets the advantage of the first look at the ball. Panthers lead by 7 game points in hand. It's 24-17. Grant Heckman will try a left-handed jump serve, way long by about 10 feet. And that does it. Panthers come away with game number 2, 25-17. We're all knotted up at 1 game apiece. Stay tuned, everybody. We'll be right back for game number 3. Buddy Kevin McGahey back with you for game number 3, this best of 5 match. Lizzie Kunkel doing the videography tonight. Glad to have her along to help me do this. I couldn't do it alone. And this match is all knotted up, as you just got through seeing. It's 1 game apiece. These matches go to till somebody wins 3. It's a best of 5 match. The St. Clair Panthers came back with a vengeance in game number 2. They're getting off to a very slow start in game number 1, but let's see. Well, as the serving gods are with us, Mark Carnevale for Central Catholic sails that one wide into the St. Clair bench. Upper St. Clair gets first blood, and it's 1-0 here in game number 3. Zach Weber, the senior, with a hard driving serve. Will it come over? It does. Mike Cratchley actually gets it over. Nicely saved by Scott Perry. And a two-touch off of Austin Everett gives him kill number 9 for tonight. And Panthers off to a 2-0 lead. They got off to a nice early lead last game, getting up 7-2 before barely anything had happened. And there's the overpass. You see that happen. Austin Everett once again. The back line receives the serve and gets it actually over the net. That's an overpass. And the opposition loves that. Austin knew what exactly to do with that. And it's 3-0 Panthers. Mike Cratchley out off the St. Clair block, and Zach Weber got a hand on it, but not able to control it enough to bring it back in play. And Central Catholic, the Vikings, have their first point of game number 3, and it's 3-1. Adam Braza, the senior for Central Catholic. Nice and easy serve. The Troy Murphy set to Austin Everett left side in the block. Into the block, came right back to Zach Weber. Once again, got a hand on it, but not enough to control the ball and keep it in play, and it's a point for the Vikings. Brett McCormick, short set. Oh, not a set. Troy Murphy fooled everybody, including me, by hoisting it over the net on the second touch into the donut hole in the defense. Point for the Panthers. 2 kills in the night for Troy Murphy, and it's a 4-2 Panther lead. Top spin serve rolls over the net, but Grant Heckman for Central Catholic controls it. Mike Cratchley again off the double St. Clair block. Side out and point Vikings. Panthers lead 4-3. We're early in game number 3 of this best-of-5 match. Troy Murphy with a back set to Austin Everett. Bang down. Austin Everett making short work of the Troy Murphy serve, finding the open spot. And it's a 5-3 Panther lead, doing just what they did in game number 2. Get off to a nice start here. They traded points for the longest time and finally just wore Central Catholic down. There's that short set play. Panthers did smell it out finally. Brett McCormick into the block. Zach Weber with the presence of mind to come right back, but there it just rolled off of Clay Mucha's hands. Well, they at least got that short set play figured out. That has done some serious point damage tonight. Panthers still lead by 1. It's 5-4 serve Central Catholic. Brett McCormick just a touch over the net. Everybody expecting power. It's not how hard you hit him, it's where. And Brett McCormick found the open spot. St. Clair gets control of the ball and a 2-point lead at 6-4. Overpass taken care of by Brett McCormick. 3-point Panther lead now at 7-4. Little hop serve again by Clay Mucha. No overpass that time, but that is an awkward set. Hits the antennas out of bounds. It was a back set intended for a right side hit. Didn't quite work out. And it's an 8-4 Panther lead. They've doubled up the Central Catholic Vikings. Clay Mucha again. Hit to the back line. That's what I was talking about before. You send those serves. First a short one, then a long one that lands just inside the back line. That's what you want for a serve. Clay Mucha with his first service ace of the night. Knuckle serve handled by the Vikings, this time to the left side. Into the structure and down out of there. Brett McCormick again finding the open spot in the back line. Brett McCormick on fire here in game number 3, and the Panthers have a 10-4 lead, taking care of business just like game number 2. And the short, well, even the short set play suddenly is not working for Central Catholic, and an enthusiastic Upper St. Clair Panthers squad takes advantage of a Central Catholic timeout. I'm sure this is not what Coach Giuliano wanted for the Central Catholic Vikings, but is working out famously for the Panthers right now. Everything seems to be clicking, from the serves to the defense to some pretty good offense right now. And a few mistakes by Central Catholic hasn't hurt us any. But Brett McCormick, star of game number 3 right now. I haven't collared about half of these points. Austin Everett still the leader in kills tonight with 11. He doesn't have one in this match, in this game so far. Brett McCormick in second place with 5. 4 of those in this match alone. Pat Ty with 3. Grant Bezic 2. Troy Murphy 2. And Clay Mucha with 1. And there's Clay Mucha, the junior number 11, to the back line with the serve. Panthers really needing this match to cement their place in the WPO playoffs, which start here in 2 weeks. Ah, clever, nicely done by Brett McCormick to rescue that ball. It was a joust at the net where two players get hands on it, but sure enough, it came down. Central Catholic took care of it. Off to St. Clair, hands and out of bounds. Side out and point to Central Catholic. Panthers still with a 6-point lead at 11-5. Andrew Kuzma with the jump serve for Central Catholic. Left side, Brett McCormick directing the ball, and oh, the roof call. Well, that's sort of like a goaltending call in basketball. Pat Tye did not let the ball decide whether it's going to go to the net or not. He reached too far over the net, basically, and paid the price. Good reaction time by Austin Everett to keep that one alive. Short set, awkward though. Anthony Capizzi could not take care of that. Brett McCormick. Brett again gets a chance into the block and down. Well done, Brett. First he did the nice and easy one. Then he hits it with power. Oh my goodness, I'm not so sure about that. It's actually called out of bounds. My mistake. Didn't see it the first time. Out of bounds. It went on. It went outside of the red and white antenna, and now Central Catholic with a serve that lands just inside the back left corner. Zach Weber let that one go, and suddenly from a 7-point lead, Central Catholic's back within 3. It's an 11-8 Panther lead. And yeah, to settle things down here, Coach Jack Zebo will take a quick timeout for the Upper St. Clair Panthers to relieve some confusion. It started with that what looked like a pretty nice attack from where I was sitting. It seemed to have gone outside the antenna. They're difficult to see. Usually the line judge has to pick that up. But from there, St. Clair let a serve drop, and those 2 points in a row brings it back to where we are right now, that the Central Catholic Vikings have crept back at 11-8. This is only game number 3. It's going to go at least 4. Somebody has to win 3 of these. And right now the games are tied 1-1. Upper St. Clair has the lead in game number 3 at 11-8. And Coach Zebo seems to have the troops relaxed down a little bit, and it'll be Central Catholic with the serve off the hands of Andrew Kuzma. Brett McCormick, not quite there. It was an awkward set. Brett did not get a great look at it. Oh my, there's something you don't like to see. That is Anthony Capizzi. Might have come down and landed on somebody's foot. He is hobbling. He's really favoring his right foot. Either a knee or an ankle twisted. Oh, you hate to see that. This is one of those sports you don't often see injuries, but just like in basketball, I suppose it's easy enough to twist a knee or twist an ankle by stepping on somebody's foot. I regret I did not see what it was. We'll try to get a report on it later. But the point still lies with Central Catholic. They're back within 2. It's 11-9 Panthers in game number 3. Well, Panthers desperately needing a side out and got one with the serve. Sorry, we had a quick power outage there on the camera. Point to the Central Catholic Vikings. It's 12-10. Panthers still lead. Grant Heckman, left-handed serve. Zach Weber takes that. Short set. Pat Tye making sure that one doesn't come back. 4 kills tonight for Pat Tye, and a 3-point Panther lead at 13-10. Mark Carnevale with a left-handed serve. Austin Everett, but it goes right into the Central Catholic block. And the Vikings have edged back now within one. Panthers had a 7-point lead not that long ago. It's now been gnawed at down to one. Panthers needing a side out right now. Mark Carnevale with a left-handed basic serve. Back set, Patai off the hands of Andrew Kuzma, and Patai 5 kills tonight to tie Brett McCormick for second place in the team tonight. Panther lead is 2 at 14-12. Zach Weber, that senior, with a serve. Hard driving serve. Vikings take care of it, bring it back into the block. 1-2, and they will get it. Oh, so they let it drop. I thought they would get that one back over. It's a fairly easy pop-up to get over, but it does drop. And the Panthers get a crucial point at 15-12. Zach Weber still with that serve right back into the net. There's a service ace for Zach Weber. He didn't overpower him, but there's a serve that did not come back, and it's now a 4-point lead for St. Clair. That's what you want to see. That's 16-12. See if Zach can put a couple more together. Oh, long, hard driving serve, but it goes about 4 feet long over the back line. Service error, point to the Vikings. Substitution, number 6 goes back to the bench for Ron Fisher. We've seen the substitution much of the night. Number 21, Adam Brozda, on the floor doing the serving. That second touch by Troy Murphy again catches the defense napping. They don't expect that. You expect a set to a kill. Didn't get it. Finds a spot right in the open side of the defense. Troy Murphy then, after that successful kill, heads back to serve. Troy's a sophomore, and little short set to Mike Kratzley. Lands just inside the back line. Point inside out to Central Catholic, and this means that Kratzley's now on the back line, right where you like him. Jump serve, and taken care of by Zach Weber. Back set, Austin Everett pops it up in the air, handled by the Vikings. Zach Weber with the set this time to well, pretty good little rally going on here, and that block sends it right back to Central Catholic, but they do shove it over and out. Whoa, he was looking for that back line. Mike Kratzley was looking for that back right corner, did not find it, and I got to tell you, the Panthers are pretty content here to trade points. They don't want the Central Catholic Vikings to crawl any closer, but oh, well, that's Austin Everett sailed that one by a pretty good margin of 6 feet or so. Panthers needing to get this side out and point back right now. Zach Weber, Troy Murphy, left side, Brett McCormick. We haven't seen him in a little bit, but he sails that one long. And the Panthers have let the Vikings back within 2. That was Grant Bezic, but nice presence of mind to bring that back. Well, a back row attack called. Back row players may not attack from the front row. That seems to be what happened here. I regret I wasn't following which one it was. But now the St. Clair Panthers have allowed the Vikings back within 1. Troy Murphy, Grant Bezic just touching the ball over. Now from the back row, Zach Weber picking that one up. Brett McCormick into the block and out of bounds. Nicely done, Panthers, to get stretch that lead back to 2 at 19-17. It'd be nice to have a little bit more of a cushion as we head into 20-point territory with Clay Mucha. A little hop serve. Mike Kratzley sends it wide. Now we're looking at the 3-point lead for the Panthers. Be nice if Clay Mucha could come up with a couple more here right now. He's got 3 running. Over pass. Panthers see if we can use it now. Right back to Brett McCormick. Oh, hammers it into the net. Pretty good set, pretty good look, but it got nothing but net on that, and that's not a good concept. It's good in basketball, but not really here. And this will be Andrew Kuzma. We've seen him all night long. Senior hitter. Step into the back line with a jump serve for Central Catholic, and what the serving gods give it, they take it away, and there's a 3-point lead for the Panthers. 21-18, needing 4 more to finish off game number 3 and put the Panthers in command here of this match. Oh, just getting the serving straight. Brett McCormick headed back to the back line to serve. Not his turn. The substitution was made, and this will be senior Scott Perry, number 4, doing the St. Clair serving. Well, a pretty nice set. And Ron Fisher, the senior hitter, taking care of business for Central Catholic. Now Panthers needing to trade some points here. The receiving team gets the advantage, just like we just saw for Central Catholic. Now can the Panthers use it? There it is, the left side, Brett McCormick, and they do. Brett McCormick fine and just inside the left side. Trading points is fine. Keep that lead. It's 22-19, and Brett McCormick, the sophomore, doing the serve. Short set. Mike Kratzley off the St. Clair block and out of bounds. Well, the good news for the Panthers is that the Vikings don't have the services of number 34 Anthony Capizzi right now. He's the one who apparently stepped on somebody's foot, and I don't even see him over there on the bench. He's getting medical attention somewhere. There it was, a serve that was headed right for that back line. Scott Perry hesitated just one instant, not knowing whether to go after it or not, rolled off his wrist and out of bounds, and now the Vikings are within one. It's 22-21. Panthers needing a side out and a point right now. Troy Murphy and Austin Everett. Nothing on the ball. Can Central Catholic use it? Mike Kratzley just tapping it over the net, but Scott Perry, right place, right time. Somebody in the net for the Central Catholic Vikings. Works out for the Panthers, and Coach Chris Giuliano of Central Catholic is taking the timeout. Well, that's one of these that worked out very nicely for the Panthers. It was one of those that the ball, it was a nice rally going on. Ball was nicely in play, and one of the Central Catholic players, I couldn't tell who it was, got in the net, said violation, sends that point to the Panthers, needing that point. It's 23-21, games to 25. You'll win them by 2. Panthers need to trade points right now. Austin Everett still leading all Upper St. Clair Panthers with 11 kills tonight. Pat Ty with 5. Brett McCormick with 5. It's not kills that have been doing it right now for the Panthers. It's been mistakes by Central Catholic. And some pretty good defensive play by the Panthers. Zach Weber, the senior, is going to step to the back line to deliver the ball on the serve. Still seems to be a little bit of controversy here with the Central Catholic coach. What's this all going to be about? They never tell us what's going on back here up in the 16th row. You'd think they would do that. Geez, I wish I could know, but what's important right now is the Panthers play some defense. Central Catholic's going to get first whack at this serve from Zach Weber. If it's not an ace, they get the first shot at a clean pass, set, attack, and the Panthers need to be ready to play some defense. Discussion seems to be over at the referee's stand, and Zach Weber will step up to deliver this serve. Panthers needing just 2 points to finish off game number 3. Oh, lift called. Well, frankly, I thought he got under it as he sat down on the floor to try to get underneath that one. But a lift called, not a double hit, but a lift. And the Panthers now in game point territory at 24-21, needing just one of these next 4 points to win. Nothing on that for Central Catholic. Now can the Panthers use it? Left side, Austin Everett. Off a handed down. Austin Everett with his 12th kill of the night polishes off game number 3 in the Panthers' favor at 25-21. Stay with us. It's gotten to be an exciting match, everybody. Stay with us. We'll be right back for game number 4. Well, we have quite an interesting match on our hands now. The Panthers actually gave up game number 1 to Central Catholic tonight, 25-21, and has come roaring back to win the next 2 games by scores of 25-17 and 25-21. This will be game number 4. Panthers win, we all go home happy. Panthers lose, we go to 5. I'm Kevin McGahey, and Lizzie Kunkel is behind the camera here tonight, and we're glad to bring you this interesting match here. where Central Catholic draws first blood. That's Mike Kratsley, who comes up with the first Central Catholic point of game number 4. Just a lob serve over. From the left side, nothing much for the Vikings, but Troy Murphy to the left side for Austin Everett just dumps it over successfully. Found the open spot. It's not how hard you hit him, it's where. 13 kills for Austin Everett. We're tied up at 1. Game number 4, and Zach Weber. This is the spot where the Panthers have run off several points to start these last 2 games to build themselves up an early lead. Dug out of the net nicely by the Vikings off Zach Weber's low, hard driving serve. Austin Everett into the block. Comes right back. Brett McCormick, pretty quick reaction time, but not quite quick enough to keep it in play. Side out and point to Central Catholic and Mike Kratsley rather. Oh, handled nicely, Brooke. Austin Everett and Troy Murphy taking care of that. Wow, Clay Mucha just didn't come over the top of the ball. He hit it on the side, and it sails long. Central Catholic with a 3-1 lead to start game number 2. Jump serve again. Brett McCormick takes care of it. From the back row, Scott Perry. Overpass and down. That was Troy Murphy who took care of that one. Came right down to him in the setter's position. Panthers trail by 1. It's 3-2 Vikings. Number 24 sophomore Grant Bezick on the floor. Senior Scott Perry plays the back row. Grant plays the front. And Troy Murphy fools Grant Heckman of the Vikings and gets himself a service ace. That's 8 tonight for the Panthers, and it's a 3-3 lead. 3-3 tie rather. Zach Weber. Yeah, nothing much to Austin Everett keeping the ball in play and lands just out. Would have been nice to be about 8 inches further to the right, but it wasn't.
Who's got a Penguin score?
Back set to Austin Everett. Rescued. It's in the structure. Nope, that won't count. No, it can't go over. It can hit the building structure and come back down on your side, but it cannot hit the building structure and go over to the other side. And we're tied up at 4. Austin Everett with the serve. Zach Weber receiving that hit rather. Brett McCormick. 6 kills for Brett. Well done, Panthers, to keep that one alive in the first place and make sure it gets a beautiful kill like we saw just off of Brett McCormick just now. 5-4 Panther lead. The short set play rescued by the Panthers. Fairly amazing they brought that one back. Austin Everett to the front of the net, and a joust won by the Vikings. Well, Austin Everett had a good hand on it. It came down right on the net. Vikings had the better look and the better result. Andrew Kutzman, number 7, with the Central Catholic serve. Brett McCormick, out of bounds, and nobody touched it. He had a pretty good look at it again, but it sails wide to Central Catholic with a 6-5 lead. This is game number 4. Austin Everett, but it comes right back. Zach Weber will get one more shot at it. Brett McCormick this time. Zach Weber leaning back to his left, punched the ball toward the front. Nobody able to recover it, and that point belongs to the Vikings. Net serves are playable. Troy Murphy did not fool the Vikings this time. Zach Weber again receiving that hit. No power. Troy Murphy digging it this time. Grant Bezick just wide. Grant Bezick had a great look at it, but it sails just about a foot wide outside the white line, and it's 8-5 now. 3-point run for the Vikings. make that a 4-point run for the Vikings to make it 9-5. Andrew Kudzma with these serves for Central Catholic. It's not the serve that's doing it, it's the defense. Just like that. And from the back row, Austin Everett called in. Referee calls out. Well, could have gone either way. Referee seems to have had a better look at it, and this 5-point run has given Central Catholic a 10-5 lead here in game number 4. Brett McCormick does it. It's called out. Yes, point to the Panthers. Called out. That's touched by Central Catholic. Brett McCormick having successfully gotten that one taken care of. Now the Panthers have control of the ball, and now the Panthers could use a little 5-point run here like Central Catholic just pulled off. Clay Mucha with that little hop serve. And from the back row, well, Austin Everett comes back with it, but it sails out of bounds. Austin Everett received that hit in pretty good shape, but it coasted just out of bounds, and it's a 5-point Central Catholic lead at 11-6. Overpass right into the Central Catholic front row, and it's a 6-point Viking lead, a lead they've not enjoyed since game number 1. And Jack Zebo rightly takes the timeout here, as this is not the St. Clair team we have seen in the last 2 games. We do not want to let Central Catholic back in this thing. It'd be nice to send us all home happy in 4 games tonight, not have to rely on the chance of game number 5. But the Panthers haven't really had any great kill attempts so far in this game. The offense is not really hasn't got uncorked yet like it did in games number 2 and 3. Austin Everett still leading all St. Clair players with 13 kills. Brett McCormick now with 7. And Pat Ty, excuse me, hanging in there with 5. Well, Coach Zebo's got his troops re-energized here. Enthusiastic crowd giving the St. Clair Panthers some support here. What the Upper St. Clair needs right now is a side out and a point to get control of this ball back. We'll see what Grant Heckman can do for Central Catholic. Short set, Pat Ty. There it is. That's the side out and the point we needed. Pat Ty with 6 kills tonight, and it's 12-7. Scott Perry, the senior, in to play back row and do some serving. Grant Bezic will be back in when Scott hits the front row. Awkward set for the Vikings. They could not use it. Same thing for the Panthers. No power on these kills. Oh, the lens just out again. Austin Everett again, just like we had a minute ago. Received that attack in very good shape. But there must be a stiff breeze blowing here from my side to their side, because that one sailed just wide as well. 6-point Oakland Catholic, Central Catholic lead, 13-7. Zach Weber miraculously keeping that one in play. Well done, Zach. At the net. Nothing yet. Mark Carnevale with that set, but it goes a little too far over the net. And Pat Ty taking advantage. 7 kills for Pat, and the Panthers need to crawl back here. Brett McCormick with the lead. Panthers trailing by 5. It's 13-8. Pops it up. Brett McCormick gets control of the ball. Set to from Troy Murphy to Austin Everett, and lands out. Austin Everett hit it into the Central Catholic block. It lands out. Point to the Panthers, back within 4. You get them back one at a time. It's 13-9. The blocking works again, but it falls out of bounds that time. The block worked great. Sent the ball back to the Central Catholic side of the net, but it rolls out of bounds. Side out and point Vikings. 5-point lead back again at 19-14 Central Catholic. Adam Brosda with the Viking serve. Mike Kratsley into the Pat Ty block. Well done. 4 tonight for Pat Ty. Panthers hanging around within 4, but still needing a run of points. Trading points is not going to cut it here for the Panthers. Needing several in a row. Well, that's not going to do it. I know Zach wishes he had that one back, but he sort of punched it into the net instead of over it, and a side out, and point for Vikings, and way long by Mike Kratsley. Well, the point trade is nice, but the long-term implications are not good for the Panthers. Needing to tie this thing up right about now. Troy Murphy with that set. Well, same result as Zach Weber a minute ago. We'll catch him next time. Grant Bezic into the Central Catholic block, but rattled out of there. Now the back set, Austin Everett off the hands of Nick Kozlowski out of bounds, and that's 14 kills for Austin Everett. He heads back to the serve. 3 in a row the Panthers have put right smack in the net. Well, I know that's not what Coach Zebo had in mind, and he will take another timeout here. It's just a little bit, just a case of patience here. Panthers just need a little bit of patience to get those serves over, but what they did is they coughed up 3 pretty good point opportunities right back to back there that I'm sure Coach Zebo is going to do what he can to fix. Those are getting into the territory where trading points is not going to help. And just we're in this lull right now. The Panthers just start giving themselves the opportunities to put together this string of back-to-back points. With 3 serves just now into the net, back to back. Well, let's consider ourselves done with that. Get off to a fresh start. And as you know, by me having said it many times, the receiving team has the advantage. And that means the Panthers have the first attack attempt here right now. Let's see what they can do with it. Right back to Brett McCormick, and yeah, a little indecision there on the Vikings part. Brett McCormick will take that. Caught the Vikings just standing around watching that one. Let's see if we can't get a few more of those. And let's see if Clay Mucha cannot get that serve over. That'll break that fateful string, and sure enough he does. Good coaching fixed that. Off the Brett McCormick block and out of bounds. Here we are trading points back and forth. Because as I've said, this receiving team has the advantage. Now the Panthers got to get this one back. Troy Murphy short set to Pat Ty, and off the hand of Nick Kozlowski out of bounds, and Pat Ty. 8 kills on the night for him. Substitution senior Scott Perry. The rotation's been going pretty fast here with this trading points thing. Panthers need 2 or 3 right now. Scott Perry covering from behind, but he overpassed it. Well, we can't seem to break through this point trading thing that's going on right now. It's been going on for a long time. Nobody getting more than 1 point at a time. It's 19-14 Vikings right now. Brett McCormick put into the block. That's the Nick Kozlowski block for Central Catholic, and that's not what the Panthers needed. Now it's 20-14. It's still only game number 4. Should the Central Catholic Vikings come away with this one, there's still one final and deciding game to play. It'll go to 15 points. Brett McCormick. And the block works. Pat Ty 5 blocks for points tonight for Pat Ty, doing the job on defense. But what are we going to do? How are we going to get past this point trading thing? Panthers need a run. I've been saying that for the past 15 minutes. Let's see if Brett McCormick can get us off the schneid here. Yet another short serve. Sends a side out and point back to Central Catholic. And in this game, unfortunately, serving has been the Panthers' nemesis. Adam Brosda, senior, doing the serving for Central Catholic. At the net, Mike Kratzley to Scott Perry with a dig. Keeping it alive, Austin Everett. Bang, it comes right back. Austin gets another shot at it. Finds the polyurethane. That time Austin Everett drew a bead on it. It was a miracle the Vikings came back with it in the first place. Well, 21-16. Vikings lead. Zach Weber, the senior, with the serve. Into the block. Now can the Panthers use it? Troy Murphy on the second ball. The block sends it right back. Central Catholic can't seem to get it over right now. Zach Weber again reaching out to keep that one in play. Just a tap shot over, covered nicely by Austin Everett. And from the back row, Scott Perry finds the back left corner. Scott Perry with his first kill of the night. And the Panthers trying to crawl back in this one. 1 point at a time, trailing by 4. It's 21-17. From the right side. Well, Troy Murphy gets an attempt right there, comes right back to the block. Gets another attempt over the block that time. Into the St. Clair block, off the hook. Grant Heckman touch and out of bounds. Point for Panthers. Timeout taken by Coach Giuliano of Central Catholic. Well, the Panthers did not give up. To their credit, I've been yapping about this for the past 20 minutes or so, but this trading points thing, that has gone on quite long enough, and the Panthers have put together 3 back-to-back points finally here. Still needing 3 to tie up this match. You know how this thing works. A game goes to 25. You have to win it by 2. Should the teams be tied at 24, they keep playing until one of the 2 teams wins it by 2. Well, we hope we don't have to go that far. We hope the Panthers can run 3 or 4 points off here and carry us on to victory. Right now, the defense is working. And, of course, the Central Catholic does not have the services of number 34, one of the 2 tallest players on their team, Anthony Capizzi, who was doing some serious damage in games number 1 and 2. Well, right now, it's Panthers serve. Enthusiastic crowd generating some noise down here. And right now, Zach Weber and the Panthers could use a couple more points right now. Take us home, Zach. Zach Weber into the net. Nope. Some controversy on whether that was called a roofing or not, but apparently not. It was legitimate at the net. Central Catholic got the point and a 4-point lead. Mike Kratzley with the jump serve. The overpass comes right back to number 3, John Bensing, a senior we haven't even seen on the floor yet tonight. Timely point for Central Catholic. That serve goes way long. Well, Panthers still needing a few, needing 4 points. Can Troy Murphy give him the old Zeppelin stealth ball? Good set off the Panther block. Hit, rests on the net. Troy Murphy Zach Weber, does he get it over? Yes, he does. Defense time for the Panthers. Into the block and down. The block works. Austin Everett. 3 blocks or points tonight. Panthers within 3. It's 23-20 and they need all 3 of them. Good serve. Some confusion, and Central Catholic could not use that one. Austin Everett does. Into the net. Bang. Boom. Austin Everett 16 kills, and the Panthers are within 2. 23-21. Troy Murphy with a clean serve. Set to the back row to Mike Kratsley, but dug out of there by Troy Murphy. Oh, it's some confusion. Doesn't quite make it back. Some confusion. Well, the Panthers might have come away with that one, but now the Vikings with 3 game points in hand. Austin Everett did not find the floor right then, and off the block, and that'll do it. Well, it ended up being a very exciting game number 4. And this match is absolutely as closely matched as the previous one. This one will go to 5 games, just like the other one did. We'll be right back to bring it to you. Stay with us, everybody. Panthers, the Central Catholic Vikings win 25-21. We're all tied up at 2. Stay with us. We'll be right back for the concluding game of this match. Well, we haven't seen this very often this season. This may have been the Central Catholic match, maybe the only time we've seen this. But we're all knotted up at 2 games apiece. We go to a 5th game. In the 5th game of a match, this is the deciding game. This one only goes to 15. The other games go to 25. You win by 2. This one is 15 by 2. They've been close games all the way through here. My name's Kevin McGahey. Lizzie Kunkel is my cameraman, and she is way past her bedtime tonight. But this one's got a little ways to go yet. And Central Catholic draws first blood off the hands of Mike Kratsley with a successful kill off the Brett McCormick serve. And now the Panthers need just a little bit of defense and some timely killing here. Austin Everett to the net. Troy Murphy on the 2-ball works. 5 of those tonight for Troy Murphy. And we're all knotted up at 1. Remember, this only goes to 15. But this will decide it. Zach Weber with the serve. And the punishment at the hands of Nick Kozlowski, the senior hitter for Central Catholic. And it's a 2-1 Viking lead. Trading points here. The receiving team always has the advantage. And we saw it clearly in game number 4, and we're seeing it right here. At the net, yes, Austin Everett on the overpass. 17 kills for Austin. It's 2-2. The teams are trading points. It's tough for either of them to build up much. Oh, brother. Well, serving was a problem for the Panthers in game number 4, and here it is back in game number 5 with a service error. Sends the side out end point over to the Vikings. And I said it earlier in the match. That's a serve that landed right on the back line, exactly where you want it. Because the defense doesn't really know whether to return it or not. Panthers let that one go, and it's a service ace for the Vikings. Well, Zach Weber might have just taken his eye off of that one, but it is a dangerous thing to be doing at this stage of the match to give the Central Catholic Vikings a 5-2 lead on, well, basically errors here. You can't say Central Catholic has earned this 5-2 lead. It's been given to them, but in that, such as it is, still time for the Panthers to get on track here. But trading points, I harp on this. Trading points is not going to do it. The Panthers have to put together a nice run of 3 or 4. Get this lead back and tidy on to tone down those emotions you're hearing right now from the Central Catholic team, who are pretty energetic, pretty up here, having won game number 4 after the Panthers had successfully taken games number 2 and 3 by pretty good margins. It will be serve to Central Catholic. Substitution, Pat Ty, number 18 out. Trevor McGahey, freshman, on the floor right now for Upper St. Clair. Brett McCormick and Clay Mucha up high. Clay Mucha getting one of those points back. It wasn't real hard, but it went off a couple of wrists and out of bounds. And Austin Everett now, the junior, with the serve for the Panthers, needing a couple. Off the tip, Trevor McGahey with the punch to the front line. Well done to Brett McCormick on the left side. Presence of mind to keep that one in play. Who's going to take it over? Troy Murphy does. Trevor McGahey, nice recovery. Grant Bezic. Troy Murphy back set. Clay Mucha recovered by the Vikings. Brett McCormick with a good eye on it, but sails it long. But tipped by somebody. Point for the Panthers. Sorry, I didn't quite get a look to see who that was. But it's Clay Mucha with that hop serve technique. Panthers trailing by 2-4-6, and that's the service ace. Some confusion on the Central Catholic side. Panthers back within one at 6-5. Clay again with a hop serve. To the left side, and the hit now pops up. Well done with the block, but nobody behind to recover. Or nobody behind to cover. The tip on the block, and it's a 2-point Central Catholic lead, 7-5. Remember, this game number 5 goes to only to 15. From the back row, Brett McCormick, Grant Heckman for the Central Catholic digging that one out. Vikings could not use it. Pat Tye doing the set to Brett McCormick off the tip. Vikings got it. And over. Nice recovery by the Panthers, and nice little rally by the Vikings as well. Grant Bezic got a nice set, but it rattled off his wrist and into the net. And that lead for the Vikings is back to 3 at 8-5. Set from Troy Murphy to Pat Tye into the Central Catholic block, and that lead is now 4 at 9-5. Timeout called by Coach Zebo, rightly so. Panthers seem to be crawling back into this thing, got back within 1, and the Central Catholic Vikings have rattled off 3 points in a row. Off not necessarily bad play, but it boils down to good defense on the part of the Central Catholic Vikings. Four points is not insurmountable, but here we go again. Trading points. One at a time is not what the Panthers need. And they basically need to shut down this Central Catholic emotion that's going on over there. Lots of positive vibes coming out of the Central Catholic side. Austin Everett still leading everybody from the Panther side with 17 kills. Pat Tye and Brett McCormick tied with 8 each. And the Panthers needing some pretty good defense right now. Well, they get the advantage. They get the first crack at it off the serve. Let's see if they can use it to their advantage for a successful kill. Brought up to the left side. Well, the Troy Murphy set was a little bit off. It actually hit the antenna. Making that lead now 5 for Central Catholic at 10-5. Left-handed serve. Zach Weber to Troy Murphy, left side. This time Brett McCormick into the block. Austin Everett keeps it alive. Back to Austin in the back row, but he unfortunately finds nothing but net. And it's a 6-point lead. It was a 5-point run for the Central Catholic Vikings right now to get them in some pretty interesting territory at 11-5. Game is only to 15. Out of bounds. Panthers get the side out and point they needed. They trail by 5. Senior Scott Perry comes on the floor. Sophomore Grant Bezic goes out. Troy Murphy did not fool him on the 2-touch. But a double hit called. Oh, good break for the Panthers. On the libero, Grant Heckman, number 13, double hit called. That violation gives the point to the Panthers. Scott Perry again with the serve. Panthers within 4. It's 11-7. Central Catholic making a mistake now. Panthers running off 3 points in a row. It's 11-8, back within 3. Scott Perry again with a serve. Overpass, but brought out of there by the Vikings. Brett McCormick, not much on it. Interesting rally, but no power hits right now. Brett McCormick into the net and dug out of there by Central Catholic, but shoved long. Shoved way long. The Panthers have life. It's 11-9. And now the Central Catholic Vikings find themselves in a sticky wicket, and this is as interesting and thrilling as the match. The whole match has been this way. Back and forth, no big leads. And right now that timeout belongs to Central Catholic Vikings. Scott Perry with a nice run of 4 consecutive serves here. Panthers playing some good defense and taking advantage of a couple of mistakes by the Central Catholic Vikings, keeping this one close, because this one only goes to 15. You still have to win it by 2, but it's 15, not 25. This is just a case of emotion taking over, making sure the Panthers defense is in the right place at the right time and making no mistakes on serves. Could carry it through for the Panthers. Let's see if this timeout, if the Panthers can play through this timeout, keep the string of points running. It's a 4-point run for the Panthers right now. 11-9, they trail the Vikings to Central Catholic. And Central Catholic won't have a chance to use it, but the Panthers do. Zach Weber set Troy Murphy. Brett McCormick lands in, called in on the back line. Brett McCormick. And the Panthers are back within 1. It's 11-10. A very nice rebound. Nice sequence, and then the serve into the net. That has been the Panthers, well, bugaboo here in games number 4 and now 5. 2-point Viking lead. Left-handed Mark Carnival, the sophomore, with the serve. Sorry, freshman with the serve. Brett McCormick. Panther players looking for a tip. They're not going to get it. Point called for Central Catholic, and they lead 13-10 right now. Brett McCormick on the overpass was sending that one long. And right now it's a 14-10. Should be the scoreboard shows 15-11, but it's a 14-10 Central Catholic lead right now after the Panthers had crawled back within 1. Sorry, my mistake, 14-11. So right now Central Catholic with 3 match points in hand. Brett McCormick off the Central Catholic block, and there's one for the Panthers. It's 14-12 on Brett McCormick's 10th kill tonight, but they still need 2. Receiving team has the advantage. Brett McCormick with the serve. Sails long, no touch. 1 more to go for the Panthers to send game 5 into overtime now. It's 14-12 seems to be the correct score. And the Vikings can't use it. Let's see if the Panthers can. Right back to Austin Everett. Vikings keeping the ball in play. They can't use it for power either. Austin Everett can off the block and out. Now it's 14-13. Austin Everett's 18th kill tonight. And one probably final timeout called here. It is 14-13. What happens now is it's the serve is with the St. Clair Panthers. The receiving team has the advantage, as you've heard me say. As Central Catholic gets first shot at a kill. It's going to be some splendid defense going to have to be played by the Panthers to keep hold of this, because if the Panthers can score one, 14-all, we send this into overtime. If the point stays with Central Catholic, they win 15-13 and the match is over. So the Panthers needing to play some splendid defense to keep this ball alive unless the Central Catholic Vikings are caught in a mistake. And we'll see right now what kind of serve Brett McCormick has in store for everybody. Central Catholic has their defense all set. Brett McCormick with the serve. Successful over the net. Set. Comes left side off the block. Oh, a net call. Well, somebody was in the net. Let's see who it was, because if it's a Panther, the match is over. If it's a Viking, we're into overtime here. Let's see what the call is. Oh, it's a Viking in the net, and we are going to overtime. It's 14-all in deciding game number 5 of this match. Brett McCormick still with the serve. Catching Central Catholic napping here. They're not going to get this one with power. Now the Panthers have a chance to use it. Pat Ty recovers. It'll be a joust at the net. Who gets it? Panthers keep control. Brett McCormick diving to keep that one alive. Long, goes long, out. Wow, Brett McCormick digging that ball right off the top of the polyurethane. And then the attack for Central Catholic goes long, and the Panthers lead 15-14. Vikings with the advantage, having received this. Then there it is. That big kill by Nick Kozlowski, the senior. And we keep going until somebody leads by 2. It's 15-all. Back to Austin Everett for the attack. Comes right back. Pat Ty. Yep. Back row. Pat Ty's in the back row. A back row call. He's allowed to attack from the back row. Pat Ty was stationed on the back row, hit from the front row. That's a violation, and point for Central Catholic. And that should do it. That's the big attack. The big kill by Mike Kratzley brings this thrilling match to an end. Well, it doesn't go the Panthers' way. It was fun to watch. I'm sorry it ended up this way. But Central Catholic comes away with game number 5, 17-15. That makes the scores for tonight. 21-25 Vikings, 25-17 Panthers, 25-21 Panthers, 25-21 Vikings, and 17-15 Vikings. Well, everybody, thanks for being with us in this extremely long match. My name's Kevin McGahey. Lizzie Kunkel has been my videographer all night long. We're glad you were with us. Thanks for watching, everybody, and good night.